Mr. Santana, and on this task, we're going to go over how to determine a cost after two different percents are being included in the cost or the pricing. Okay, so let's go straight to the problem. Porter's Seafood House charges a 15% gratuity on all bills. The Perez's subtotal for their lunch comes to $103.49. How much will their total bill be after a 4.7% sales tax gets applied? Round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so we'll start with the question so that we know where we are. How much will their total bill be after sales tax gets applied? I didn't highlight the 4.7% because I'm going to use that more as information. Um, in this case, the question is just how much is it going to be after the sales tax, right? Um, but the sales tax isn't the only thing that's getting applied here. So we have the cost, the subtotal for the meal. We have the 4.7% sales tax, and we have the 15% gratuity, which is a fancy way of saying tip. Okay, so just to give you a brief look at how this breaks down, when you are going to get the cost, you're going to need three different things. So this breaks down like this. You're going to have the original cost, then you have to determine the gratuity, and you have to determine the sales tax, and then once you put everything together, you get the final cost. So this is more like a four-corner calculation. Um, so let's review very briefly what that looks like, okay? All right, so we'll start with the cost, which is 103.49. A little small there, but that's okay. And to get to the gratuity piece, I have to increase this by 15%. And to get the sales tax, I have to increase this by 4.7%. Okay, so that's going to give me those two values. And then once it's all done, I have to add the three first bubbles, right? So I need $103.49. That much is definitely being paid. You have to increase that by 15%. And remember, if we divide 15 by 100, we're going to get 0.15. And that has to get multiplied by 103.49 to get the gratuity. And I have to add that by 0.047. That's the sales tax times 103.49. Okay, so just to be clear, this is the gratuity, which is going to go here. Okay, and this is the sales tax. Which is going to go here. And overall, you're going to end up with the total, which is this piece right here. Okay, and that's the total. All of this is going to be equal to the total. All right, so let's get down to business. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is calculate this piece, which is 0.15 times 103.49. And that is 15.5235. Okay, and that gets added to the other pieces. So let me just start bringing stuff down that I'm not even calculating. Oh, I could use that. You know, there, that's a lot easier than trying to go through the other way. I don't want it to look like 2 decimal points. That would be horrible. All right, and then I have to calculate the sales tax. 0.047 times 103.49, and that is 4.846403. Okay, so you add all of these things up, and that's going to be 103.49 plus 15.5235 plus 4.846403. That gives you a grand total of 123,859,903. Okay, so this is approximately, because I have to round using that number, looking at the 5. That tells me to change that to a 6. So this is 123.86. 123.86 is the final cost. And I'm going to write the 86 down there. I just don't have the space, sorry. So 123.86 is the final cost. So let me now briefly go through what this could have been using an expression. So let me use the color green. This is 100%. That's the original cost. This was 15%. And notice these things are getting added, okay? And this was 4.7%, okay? So if I look at that, I got the two percentages from the same number, right? Like if you look at right here, it came from the same number. It's not like a markup where a markup has a different price. This comes from the same number. So because it comes from the same number, that is why I can add the percents together. So this is going to be 119.7%. Okay, so if I was to calculate this value down here, what I could do is skip all of that and just use 119.7% as a decimal. So if I divide that by 100, I get 1.197, and I would multiply that by the 103 with 49 cents. That gives me 123.86. Sorry, trying to make that look more like what it should. There you go. $123.86. So this here would be the expression I would use that would get me to the final answer when I have two different increases like that that come from the same value. That's how you would do that.